Greetings everybody. I have come yet with another story today. Precisely, my main objective is to concentrate on building the future Africa that we want. You know, Africa has been distorted in different ways and by many factors. So, in short, we are not in the center stage to drive the narrative of the future we want. Otherwise, everything is being driven and imposed on us. Why am I saying so? History has a way of stating the facts the way things used to happen. So now, if I ask especially this generation right now, is this the type of Africa we want going forward? Or do you have a sense of urgency in you that is triggering your mind to begin changing the narrative and start gaining control of the future that we want? So time is now. It is never too late, and we shouldn't rely upon external forces that always come to interfere with our affairs and destabilize whatever development we do. It is not in their best interest to see to it that Africa is developing. In fact, they have the agenda that is against African development. So if we rely upon external forces to dictate our terms in our affairs, do you think these people have the best interest at heart to see to it that we are developing? No. The opposite is the case. They would rather see us dwindling and failing all the time while they come and steal, loot our resources and continue enriching themselves. So, what should we do as Africans in order to stop these type of machinations they have been doing against us? The answer lies only in one thing: unity. A unity of purpose. You know, they have brought a lot of things to bring disunity amongst ourselves because they believe unity is the only answer to solve the problems they have been causing for us. So the moment we will realize the potential of unity, that will begin the time they'll seem irrelevant to our cause. And we can do it, especially when we begin to see the value in us and within ourselves. We can do it. Otherwise, if we don't wake up now, this will remain an intergenerational battle that every generation of African descent will be fighting against. Now, first of all, we need to study them, the strategies they use to disorganize our development, destabilize our progress. Whenever we identify those areas, it becomes very easy to start dismantling their plans of always attacking us. You know, we can protect ourselves. We can, of course, if we have achieved in certain areas of life with unity and purposely achieving such objectives. It's very easy. We can lay a foundation of dismantling what they have imposed on us for generations. You know, we have been their slaves. I would say even right now we have been their slaves. Why? Because we still use their systems. When we talk of education, Africa has never decoupled itself from their educational system. When we talk of health, Africa has never decoupled itself from their health system. When we talk of governance in the political atmosphere, Africa uses the political system of the so-called imperialists, the colonizers. So, I'm not saying we have to do away completely with their systems, but we can change their systems into something that works in our favor. So it's all about identifying which system works in your favor, or what must be introduced in this system for it to stand a test of time that serves our interest. That is the question to ask ourselves. Or those are some of the vital questions we need to ask ourselves. Whatever system that we use, in most cases you'd find they are copy and paste systems. Now, the same copy and paste systems can be enhanced by adding the attributes that works in our favor, we can alter them completely. We can subjugate them until they are infiltrated to the level where they serve our purpose. As it is right now, the systems that we use, be it in churches, religion, the religious system, the political system, the educational system, the health system, the whatever system, including the military systems, all those systems are a copycat of their original systems which they have. And in most cases, when we use those systems, they haven't disclosed everything. Maybe they disclosed a piece of information which they deemed fit for us to know, and they concealed a number of information or a number of things that shouldn't be known to us. Therefore, when we copy and paste that system, this is the more reason why we discover that most of these systems don't work in our favor. They don't work according to our desires. You see? So we should begin to think twice about these systems, so that whenever we acquire them, they should integrate into the visions that serve our interest. Now, in as much as I know these things, it will be difficult for us to improve. It will be very difficult, honestly speaking. Why? The systems that they give us, from the onset, they are meant to fail us. They were never meant to benefit us. And using or relying upon these systems, we will always be disappointed because they will not work in our favor. They will never work in our favor. They always want to be our masters. Whenever we encounter certain difficulties while running these systems, we run towards them, asking for help, so that they continue to maintain their supremacy over us. It has always been designed that way. It has always been designed that we should depend on them. We should rely upon them if we want anything to succeed. Now, is this the type of system that you want to embrace for generations that come and go? No. It's a time for us to change the direction. Look at such countries that use their own version of systems, how they have developed. I'll give an example. of China. China does things in their own version. If it means it's governance, they use their own version. When we talk of economical and whatever activities, they use their own version. What do they gain at the end of the day? We can see progress. India has also done that. India is also using their own version. You know the West, how stupid they can be sometimes? They force you to adopt their own version of doing things. To force you adopt their systems. Why? It is a form of subjugation, a form of control over you. Something that is yours, yet you don't have control over it. Indirectly, they take ownership of what does not belong to them and put you like you are in charge, blinding you like you are in charge, yet you are completely nothing. You are just being used. So, China, India, Russia, and other nations, other set of civilizations, realized they had to perceive through their mind. They had to change a number of things. And once they changed those things, those systems, the systems now work in their favor. They enjoy, they benefit. You see? So, if you begin to control yourselves without their direct involvement, they feel rejected. They feel as outcasts because it is in their blood, the Westerners, it is in their blood to feel supreme over mankind. So whenever they feel they are in control, they have no problem with you. Now, whenever they feel out of touch in anything, in any development that is going on, you'll be labeled as enemies of truth or enemies of whatever. They'll try by all means to label you, look like a monster. And the world will be looking at you with a different eye, like you are an enemy of the world, and everybody should immediately crush you and see you crumble. These are the propagandas they have been praying all along. So, digging deeply into their propaganda and conspiracy theories that they use against those progressing civilizations, it helps you protect yourselves from deception and the lies that they spread. They have been surviving through lies. Their empires are built on lies. Their kingdoms have been built with a foundation of deception, with a foundation of stolen civilization from other civilizations. They have built their kingdoms using the blood of other people, blood and sweat of other people. If they can't easily get you, they have many ways to destabilize you. To destabilize you using wars. War is also part of a formula they use. If they fail to have control over you. Let's look at some examples. The happenings in the Middle East and Western Asia. Those people have defended themselves, have protected themselves against being subjugated, being controlled. You see? What if they gained, or what if they met at the end of the day? Endless wars. Those wars are there so that the Westerners can penetrate those guys and start controlling them. What is so common in Western Asia and Middle East? It's all about oil. We are talking of oil. Petroleum products. You know, you may wonder why the currency dollar, has that variable currency when America has no natural resources supporting the value of dollar. Why? There is that issue of petrodollar. Petrodollar means America had to go and convince those nations that sell petroleum products to be using American dollar as the only international currency where these transactions can be executed. So, by so doing, they are leveraging the dollar to have value. This is the more reason why most of these petroleum products, whenever you are purchasing them, whenever there is a transaction, the transaction is done or is executed in dollars. Now, if we ask, does America have oil of its own? No. You see the strategy? Now, whenever these people feel like, no, there is no way some external forces can come and dictate over something that is our resource, but gets controlled by them. So let's cut off this control, this external control of our resource. That is the thing that triggers war in the Middle East and Western Asia. When these guys demand independence or decoupling themselves from the dollar and the Western involvement into their business, that is the crime these people do. Now, if you ask a question very correctly, are these guys wrong to decouple themselves from the American external control of their resource or resources? The answer is, these guys are right. Anything that is yours is considered to be yours, and you must be the one to decide for yourself. How do you enjoy the ownership rights if those rights are being infringed when somebody externally comes and takes control of that position? You see? So, by claiming the independence of having that authority to control their resources, this is the more reason why America imposes war on these people. And people from time immemorial have been dying in large numbers. That is not the only weapon they use. War is not the only weapon. They will sometimes provoke the people to begin protest against the government. You see, they will incite, they will instigate such ideas into the citizens to rise against their governments. So, protest, demonstrations, civil unrest, whatever, name it. Even to the point of doing the same to the army, coup d'etats, things like that. Toppling of governments, regime changing, name it. But just to mention a few, I'm sure if you have paid attention to what is happening in the Middle East, you can understand clearly what I'm talking about. You see? I think you are beginning to see a picture of these same people. When they come to you, they come with a sweet talk. They'll come like they are angels. They'll preach to you good stuff. These people are hypocrites. They teach what they can never do, what they themselves never do. They paint themselves holy, holier than thou. But what are they at the end of the day? We see. You can see yourselves. I'm sure if you have paid attention, you have even understood these guys. You have seen them. It's so bad. Are these the people we can trust? Are these the people we can trust? Are they even worthy to give us an advice or a lecture? Can these people give us a guidance of how to live? This is the more reason why us as Africans, we need to sit down and find solutions for ourselves. An African problem demands an African solution. So if you want to develop, if you want to improve, we should not expect external people to bring us a solution. A solution should emanate within ourselves. This is the more reason why it is imperative for us to be united, bring our aids together, think critically and objectively, then come up with the answers we deserve. This way, we are going to forge a way forward. We are going to find the solution we have been looking for all these generations. Yes, that's the only way. Don't think the solution will come from elsewhere. The solution should emanate within ourselves, should come from within. Now, if we are not united, can we come up with a solution? This is the more reason these people, they never want us to be united. They try by all means to bring division amongst ourselves. They use religion to divide us. We have seen some religions persecuting other religions. We have seen that. They use ethnicity to bring division amongst us. We have seen some tribes killing other tribes. Genocide. We have seen that happen in Africa. Do you think Africans themselves could come up with that idea of killing ourselves or killing themselves? No. Africans by nature have a different mindset. They don't operate in such realms of killing a fellow African. No. It means somebody is instigating such ideas into somebody to act in that way. Now, if you are not strong enough to perceive through, you are going to be an accomplice. You are going to act on such. But for those with bigger brain, a bigger intellectual mindset, they just rebuff those ideas. They don't entertain such nonsense. This will always be the topic I will be discussing with you guys, so that we begin to learn more and educate ourselves to protect our mental ability from consuming certain information that is not supposed to be processed in our minds. Okay? It's very important. Africa, as usual, has always been a target of distraction. It's a target practice. It's a target practice. Bola. Africa has been always a target practice. They have created GMO. Do you know what GMO food does in the body? It goes and alters the genetical makeup of an organism. So, the normal genetical information about yourself or your body or your physical nature is attacked. Generation after generation, you would find that you begin to experience certain characteristics that were never part of you. This genetically modified food. Be careful. Those are weapons to alter your DNA. And do you know the final product you may become in your DNA? Or maybe if not you, but the offsprings that will be coming from your DNA. Do you know? Guys, let us wake up. Africa, we are under siege. We are under siege in different dimensions, in different angles. It is time to wake up and start paving our own way. A way that brings hope. A way that solves problems than going this easy way and invite more problems. Because running to them for solutions, it's like a trap. We are getting trapped. Just running to them for solutions. We are trapped. We are getting ourselves trapped. Ideas and solutions should start with us and solve the problem we face in our daily lives. It's very important. We shouldn't rely upon these guys. These guys can't be trusted. Look at the damages they have caused everywhere they go. It's havoc. Havoc everywhere. We have seen this not only in the Middle East, we are beginning to see the very same pattern happening in West Africa. Look at how destabilized West Africa is. There they discovered all these people, they have minerals, they have resources, whatever, everything we need, okay? What are the weaknesses? These people are power hungry. So let us be, playing them games, the games of throne. See? The fight for power, these people are power hungry. So let's channel their energy into fighting themselves. We have seen coup d'etats, regime changes, name it. It's just now when patriotic military men stood up to begin to put things in the right order, in the right context. The Sahel nations, they are the one restoring order there. They are beginning to restore order in the Sahel nations. You see? Upon seeing this kind of destabilization, the distraction, the subjugation, the mental retardation and whatever, what have you, name it. They stood up. Guys, it is time to fight. If we depend others to fight on our behalf, we will never have such a day when others will fight for us. Let us stand up and start fighting the propaganda, the what, all these nonsense these guys bring upon us. Let us fight them. They have brought sanity, these guys. The 3 states of Sahel, Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali. They have begun to bring sanity in their respective states. You see? If those 3 guys can stand up and fight for Africa, that means Africa has what it takes to fight for itself. They didn't depend on external forces to fight for them. No, they stood up and fought. What about you? Can't you learn 1 or 2 things from those guys? We can learn. And we will continue to learn. As long as these people will bring and impose certain ideas, ideologies, we will continue to be their slaves. As long as these people will come and erase our cultural inheritances and traditions so that we begin to copy in their cultures, they will continue controlling us. As long as these people will weaponize religion, they can weaponize religion. I'm telling you, we'll continue to be their slaves, crawling on our knees. Wow, they take the center stage, the leadership position, and lead us. But whenever we object and denounce all these tricks, we will gain our freedom. Just like I gave an example, a reference to the Sahel state. Those guys are retaining freedom. I know it's not easy because freedom is a constant struggle. Freedom never comes easily. Freedom is never given. It is obtained. If it means you can obtain freedom by force, so be it. If you think freedom will come like on a silver platter, okay, then go ahead and continue dreaming. Because freedom is fought for. If it means shedding blood to acquire it, so be it. It's never easy. If there is something that is paid with a very high price to be obtained or to acquire it, it's freedom. It never easily comes. It is something that comes pain-free. But once you have it, the benefits are immense. So guys, This is what I had today to share with you. I guess you have learned one or two things. And I'll continue coming up with stories and issues of this nature so that we continue to learn and re-educate ourselves. Maybe this will create an awareness and a sound mind that conscious of that consciousness of, becoming a better version of the Africa we want to build tomorrow. Yes. For today and for now, I say bye. Otherwise, we still have a long way to go. Thank you. May God bless you.